The gravitational compensator just failed during stress testing, and the human cadet is asking if anyone needs help carrying their equipment back to the barracks. Instructor Korvax felt his 3 hearts stop simultaneously. 47 cadets, the finest warrior specimens from 12 species across the Galactic Academy, were trapped under equipment designed to simulate 8 times standard gravity. The compensator failure meant every training weight, every practice weapon, every piece of gear now pressed down with 8 times its already considerable mass. His best students were pinned, their exoskeletons buckling, their warrior physiology straining past safety limits. Medical teams can't reach them, his assistant reported, mandibles clicking frantically. According to YouTube analytics, 99.6% of viewers are not subscribed. That's a huge number. By subscribing the channel that is completely free, you'll help support the channel and never miss fresh content. The field extends to the access points. Anyone entering without compensation will be crushed within seconds. Korvax watched the monitors in horror. Zelax, his top-ranked student, a warrior whose species had conquered 6 systems through pure physical dominance, was flat against the ground, all 4 arms splayed, unable to even lift his head. The Vexthul twins, whose people's bone density allowed them to shrug off plasma impacts, were gasping under the weight of their own armor. Estimated time until permanent physiological damage? Korvax demanded. 4 minutes, sir. Maybe 5 for the more robust species. That's when he saw her. Emma Rodriguez, human, engineering track, walked across the training ground like she was heading to the cafeteria. She had her equipment bag slung over one shoulder, her toolkit in the other hand, and she was looking at her datapad with mild interest. The gravity field that was crushing the finest warriors in the academy to paste didn't even make her stumble. Cadet Rodriguez. Korvax activated the external speakers, his voice booming across the field. Evacuate immediately. The gravity field is... Yeah, I know, Emma called back cheerfully, waving. She walked closer to where Zelax was pinned. Hey, you okay down there? That looks uncomfortable. Zelax managed a strangled noise that might have been a scream. Emma set down her bags, each hitting the ground with a thud that registered on seismic sensors, and crouched next to him. Hang on, let me just... She grabbed the training beam, pinning his primary arms, and lifted it. One-handed, casually, like it was a particularly large book. The beam weighed 300 pounds before the gravity multiplier. In the current field, it massed over a ton. She tossed it aside. It crashed against the far wall hard enough to crack the reinforced barrier. There you go! Can you breathe better now? Korvax's tactical display went haywire. Biological impossibility alerts scrolled past faster than he could read them. His assistant made a choking sound. Sir, the human just... That beam requires a 4-person lift team with exoskeleton support. Emma had moved to the next cadet, a Rylon whose carapace was visibly cracking under the pressure. She picked up the weapons rack that had fallen across his torso, 600 pounds of neutronium alloy with a full load of practice arms, and set it upright with a grunt of mild effort. These racks are really top-heavy, she commented to no one in particular. Terrible design. You want me to submit a safety report? Cadet Rodriguez! Korvax bellowed. Stand down! You're in an 8 times gravity field. Your human physiology is fine. Emma looked up at the observation deck, squinting. I mean, it's a bit heavy, sure, like working in my dad's warehouse on a humid day, but I'm okay. She wasn't okay. She couldn't be okay. Humans were Category 7 on the physical robustness scale, standard gravity tolerance. They were scholars, engineers, diplomats, brilliant species certainly, but not warriors. They had no enhanced musculature, no reinforced skeletal structure, no biological adaptations for strength. Emma picked up another beam, 1,200 pounds in the gravity field. She tucked it under one arm like a rolled carpet and grabbed the equipment crate with her free hand. Where do you want this stuff? She asked. I can stack it by the wall if that helps. Get it out of the way so medical can reach everyone faster. Korvax pulled up her file with trembling claws. Emma Rodriguez, age 22, from Earth, Previous occupation, construction worker. Physical assessment scores, average for human parameters. Standard strength rating, nothing exceptional. On screen, she was now carrying what the computer calculated as 3,000 pounds of equipment across the training ground. Walking normally, her heart rate was elevated but not dangerously so. "Get me the Academy Commandant," Korvax said quietly. "And the Galactic Strength Assessment Board, and someone find out what gravity Earth has." His assistant's color drained. "Sir, Earth is listed as 1.2 standard Gs. That can't be right. The database says—" "Check again!" Korvax roared. On the training ground, Emma had cleared enough equipment that medical teams could finally enter with compensator packs. She was breathing a bit harder now, and there was sweat on her forehead, but she was smiling as she helped a medic lift a Korval warrior onto a stretcher. "You guys need more than one person for this?" she asked. "I can help carry if you're short-staffed." The medic, a species renowned for their physical resilience, stared at her like she'd grown a second head. Emma shrugged and moved back to the equipment pile. She'd cleared perhaps a third of it, moving weights and weapons that should have required heavy machinery. She wasn't slowing down. If anything, she'd found a rhythm. "Sir," his assistant whispered. "Sir, what is she?" Korvax didn't answer. He couldn't. He was watching a human, a completely average human by her species standards, do with casual ease what his best warriors couldn't do with mechanical assistance. She was humming while she worked. Actually, humming. The Commandant's voice crackled over his comm. "Korvax, I'm seeing impossible biometrics from the training ground. Please tell me your sensors are malfunctioning." "I wish I could, sir." "Is that human really?" "Yes, sir." A long pause. Then, "Don't let her leave. And someone shut down that gravity field before she decides to help us redesign the entire academy." But Emma was already carrying the gravity compensator's external housing unit toward the maintenance bay. The unit weighed 5,000 pounds. It required a specialized transport vehicle. She just picked it up because it has handles, so I figured that's what they're for. The Academy's senior training staff assembled in the observation deck, while Emma cheerfully reorganized the entire training ground below. She'd found a dolly, rated for 200 pounds, and was loading it with half-ton equipment pieces. "The dolly is going to break," observed Instructor Vex Thule. "The axle's already bent," another instructor noted, zooming in the camera feed. "She's just carrying the whole thing anyway. The dolly is decorative at this point." Korvax had pulled every piece of data he could find on humans. The species had joined the Galactic Academy only 3 cycles ago, a recent addition to the community. Their homeworld, Earth, was catalogued as 1.2 standard gravity with moderate atmospheric pressure. Humans were classified as tool users, primarily cognitive species, with adequate physical capabilities. The human below was now stacking equipment in perfectly organized piles, each stack containing what his computer estimated as 4,000 to 6,000 pounds of material. She'd made a dozen stacks. She was working faster now, like she'd warmed up. "Can someone explain to me," Commandant Jotaro said slowly, entering the observation deck, "why my training ground looks like a human moved everything by herself?" "Because a human did move everything by herself, sir," Korvax replied. Jotaro's scales rippled, his species equivalent of a nervous laugh. "That's not possible." "Watch." Korvax replayed the footage from 20 minutes ago. Emma lifting the beam, Emma carrying the compensator housing, Emma moving equipment that had crushed his best warriors. The room fell silent except for Emma's humming, picked up by external microphones. She was singing something about working 9 to 5. "What's her enhancement package?" Jotaro asked. "Bone lacing, muscle grafts, gravity compensation implants?" "None, sir. She's completely baseline. We ran a full medical scan when she enrolled. She's not even enhanced by human standards." "That's impossible." "That's what I said, sir." Below, Emma had apparently decided the remaining equipment needed to be moved to different storage area. She picked up a practice artillery piece, designed to simulate the weight and bulk of a real plasma cannon, and walked it across the field. The weapon weighed 800 pounds without the gravity multiplier. In the residual field still flickering at the edges, it weighed over 3 tons. She set it down, stretched her back, and cracked her knuckles. "Okay, that one was actually heavy," she said to a nearby medical officer. "You guys must have some pretty strong soldiers if that's standard training equipment." The medical officer, a Rilan with 6 doctorate-level degrees, just stared at her. "Cadet Rodriguez," Jotaro activated the external comm. "Please report to the observation deck." "Sure, give me like 2 minutes. I want to finish organizing this section." "Now please." Okay. Emma jogged toward the access lift. Jogged, in what was still a 1.5x gravity field near the edges. Her jog was faster than Korvax could sprint in standard gravity. She arrived in the observation deck slightly winded but smiling. "What's up? Is this about the safety report? Because I already drafted it. Those equipment racks really are dangerous. The center of gravity is all wrong." "Cadet Rodriguez," Jotaro began carefully, "are you aware that you just moved approximately 60,000 pounds of equipment across the training ground?" Emma blinked. "Is that a lot?" "I mean, some of the pieces were heavy, sure, but nothing crazy. I used to work construction on Earth. We move stuff like that all the time." "Well, usually with a small crew, but for quick jobs you just grab it yourself, you know." "No," Vexthul said flatly. "We do not know. Please explain." "Explain what?" "How you're doing this. The field was set to 8 times standard gravity. That should have immobilized you. Crushed you. You're not even breathing hard." Emma looked confused. 8 times standard what? Your standard or actual standard? "Galactic standard," Korvax said, 9.8 meters per second squared, the baseline for most inhabited worlds. Something flickered across Emma's face, understanding maybe, or concern. What's Earth rated at?" 1.2 standard. "Okay, but what does that mean in actual numbers?" Korvax pulled up the conversion, then froze. "Assistant, verify this calculation." "Sir?" "Verify it." His assistant ran the numbers. "Sir, Earth's surface gravity is 9.8 meters per second squared." "That's what I put in." "Yes, sir, which means Earth is 1.0 on the actual scale. Galactic standard is Earth standard. We've been using Earth's gravity as the baseline this entire time. It's just, no one realized it because Earth was cataloged incorrectly." The room went very quiet. "Wait," Emma said slowly. "Are you telling me that your standard gravity is actually lighter than Earth?" "By approximately 20%, yes," Jotaro said faintly. "And your 8 times training field was only 6.7 times Earth gravity." Emma started laughing. Oh my God. I've been wondering why everything felt so light here. I thought maybe I'd gotten stronger somehow, or the equipment was made of aluminum or something." She wiped her eyes. "Dude, I've been going easy on everything because I thought I might break your stuff." "Going easy?" Korvax repeated. "Well, yeah. Back home, the university gym equipment is way heavier than this. I didn't want to, snap anything expensive on accident." She paused. "Is this why everyone keeps staring at me in physical training? I thought maybe I had bad form." "Your form is adequate," Vexthul said numbly. "Your strength is... We don't have a classification for what your strength is." "But I'm not even that strong. My sister does competitive powerlifting. She's crazy strong. I'm just regular." "What can your sister lift?" Jotaro asked, dreading the answer. Emma thought about it. "Her record deadlift is 550 pounds. Earth pounds, I mean. I don't know what that converts to here." Every instructor's datapad lit up with alerts as their tactical computers tried to process what a human could lift in Earth gravity and failed to produce rational numbers. "Cadet Rodriguez," Jotaro said carefully, "I need you to do me a favor. Don't mention this to anyone yet, and please, please don't offer to help anyone else move equipment. Why not? Because, Korvac said, staring at the training ground where 47 elite warriors had been crushed by equipment a human considered light, we need to redesign our entire military academy, and possibly our understanding of physics. Emma shrugged. Okay, but seriously, about those equipment racks. Approved! All 7 instructors shouted simultaneously. By the next morning, the Academy's observation deck had become a crisis command center. The Galactic Strength Assessment Board had arrived overnight. 12 representatives from the species considered the physically strongest in known space. They'd brought scanning equipment, testing apparatus, and expressions ranging from skepticism to outright disbelief. Emma Rodriguez sat in the center of the room, eating a breakfast sandwich, while scientists pointed instruments at her. Bone density is only 1.9 times standard, Dr. Zilia reported, mandibles clicking in confusion. Muscle fiber composition is, actually, quite ordinary. No metallic reinforcement, no crystalline enhancement structures, no gravitic adaptation organs. Then how? Board Director Zoranix demanded. That's what we're trying to determine, Director. Emma swallowed her bite. Can I ask a question? Please, Zoranix said desperately. Why do you guys think this is weird? I mean, I get that your gravity is lighter, but surely you've met other species from heavy gravity worlds. We have, Dr. Zilia confirmed. The Korval evolved on a 1.3 G world, the Vexthul at 1.4 G. Both species developed obvious adaptations: enhanced skeletal structure, redundant muscular systems, thickened integument. Okay, and? And you don't have any of those, Dr. Zilia's voice rose. You're built like a standard gravity species that somehow evolved on a high-gravity world. Your physiology makes no sense. I mean, we did evolve on Earth, Emma pointed out, so clearly it makes some sense. Korvax leaned forward. Tell us about Earth. What's normal there? Emma considered while chewing. Normal how? Like, what do you want to know? Physical activities. Daily life. What's standard? Okay, so most people have jobs where they sit or stand a lot, office work, retail, that kind of thing. Some people do physical labor, construction, farming, moving. For exercise, people go to gyms, play sports, hike, whatever. When you say gym, Vexthul interrupted, what equipment do we mean? You know, weights, machines, treadmills, pretty standard stuff. What weight do normal humans lift? For exercise? Emma thought about it. Depends on the person and their goals. Beginners might start with like 10 or 20-pound dumbbells. Intermediate people may be 40 to 80 pounds for various exercises. Really fit people can lift way more. The board members were frantically converting units on their data pads. Their expressions grew increasingly horrified. Those are Earth pounds? Zoranix asked weakly. Yeah, why? Because what you describe as beginner weights, those are advanced military strength standards for most species. Emma laughed. Come on. Cadet Rodriguez, Jotaro said seriously, show them the video. Someone had found footage from Emma's physical assessment when she'd enrolled. She was doing what humans called push-ups, supporting her body weight on her hands and repeatedly lifting herself. The testing officer had counted 50 repetitions before stopping the test, noting she could clearly continue indefinitely. That's a standard exercise on Earth? Dr. Zylia asked. Super standard, like elementary school kids do push-ups in gym class. Your children do this? Well, not 50 probably, but yeah, push-ups are pretty basic. Zilax, who'd been silent until now, spoke up from where he was still recovering from yesterday's incident. Cadet Rodriguez, I trained since I was 3 cycles old. My species has a warrior tradition spanning millennia. Yesterday, I couldn't move under a weight you carried easily. Please help me understand how this is possible. Emma's expression softened. Hey, I'm sorry about that. That looked really scary. She paused. Honestly, I think it's just Earth is heavy, Like we don't think about it because it's just normal, but we're always pushing against that gravity, every step, every movement. You build muscle just living, and humans evolved as endurance hunters. We used to literally chase prey until it collapsed from exhaustion. We're kind of built to keep going. You're built to keep going in 1.0 gravity, Korvax said, which we've been calling standard, but is actually the high end of inhabited world gravity. Most species, Zoranix added, evolved on worlds between 0.6 and 0.9 Gs. Earth is an outlier. You're an outlier. But there's got to be other species from heavy worlds, right? Emma asked. Dr. Zilia pulled up a chart. 17 known species evolved on worlds of 1.0 G or higher. Of those, 14 developed obvious physical adaptations, exoskeletons, enhanced structures, reduced mobility, shorter stature. 2 went extinct before achieving spaceflight due to the energy requirements. And the 17th? That's you, humans. Standard bipedal build, excellent mobility, no apparent special adaptations. You shouldn't be able to do what you do, but you're the only species that evolved to look normal while being structurally impossible. Emma finished her sandwich. So what you're saying is Earth gravity is normal, but humans are weird because we don't look like we're from a heavy gravity world? Precisely, all 12 board members said in unison. Huh. Emma stood up, brushed crumbs off her uniform. Well, that explains why the pull-up bars here are so easy. I thought you guys were just being nice to the new species. The pull-up bars, Vex Thule said slowly, are calibrated for advanced military fitness standards. Oh, Emma looked genuinely surprised. I mean, they're set pretty low though, right? The requirement is what, 10 pull-ups? 15 for passing, 25 for exemplary marks. And I did, Korvax checked the records, 53. Without stopping. The testing officer thought the counter was broken. Emma blinked. Okay, so maybe I am a bit stronger than I thought, but still, this isn't like superhuman or anything. Plenty of people on Earth could do this. How many humans are in the academy? Zoranix asked Jotaro. 17. Test them. Test all of them. I need to know if this is species-wide. Emma raised her hand. Can I ask what happens after you test everyone? What do you mean? Like, are you going to kick humans out because we're too strong or whatever? The room fell silent. The board members looked at each other. No, Zoranix said finally. No, we're going to have to redesign everything, every physical standard, every piece of equipment, every combat assessment. He looked at Emma with something between awe and exhaustion. You've been here 3 cycles. How did we not notice this sooner? Emma shrugged. I mean, I tried to mention a few times that the equipment seemed light, but everyone just said I must be naturally gifted or something. I figured you knew and were just being encouraging. Korvax put his head in his hands. We told her she was gifted. We thought we were nurturing exceptional talent. Instead, Vex Thule finished, we were patronizing an average member of a species we didn't understand. Hey, I appreciated the encouragement, Emma said. It was nice. Cadet Rodriguez, Jotaro said, I'm going to ask you to help us with something. We need to establish baseline parameters for human physical capabilities. Would you be willing to undergo a full-strength assessment? Nothing dangerous, just we need to know what we're working with. Sure. When do you want to do it? Now, if possible. Emma checked her datapad. I've got advanced propulsion theory in an hour. We'll excuse you from class. Cool. Emma stood up, stretched. Where's the testing facility? Follow me, Dr. Zilia said. And please, try your best. We need accurate data. Emma smiled. I mean, I wasn't really planning to sandbag it, but sure. Should I warm up first? Warm up? Yeah, like some light cardio, maybe stretch a bit? The board members looked at each other in confusion. Why, Zoranix asked slowly, would you need to prepare your body for physical activity? To prevent injury, increase flexibility, Get blood flowing. More confused looks. Do you guys not warm up before exercise? Most species don't require preparation for standard physical tasks, Dr. Zilaya explained. Enhanced species might have pre-combat protocols, but okay, weird, but whatever. Emma started doing jumping jacks right there in the observation deck. Her feet hit the floor with enough force to make the deck plates ring. Everyone stared. What? Emma asked, still jumping. I'm just warming up. Give me like 5 minutes. Korvax pulled up her file again, reading every detail, trying to understand how he'd missed this. The human had been in his academy for 3 cycles. She'd attended every class, completed every assignment, participated in every drill. She'd been helpful, friendly, and completely unremarkable, except she'd been casually performing feats of strength that should have been impossible. And everyone, including him, had just not noticed, had attributed it to youthful enthusiasm or natural talent or good equipment handling. On the deck below, Emma finished her warm-up and was now stretching her legs. She was chatting with Dr. Zelia about her propulsion theory homework. We invited a species of warriors to our warrior academy, Korvax said quietly to Jotaro, and they thought it was recreational. Jotaro nodded slowly. The galaxy is about to get very interesting. The testing facility had been cleared of all non-essential personnel. What remained was the Galactic Strength Assessment Board, senior academy staff, and one human who was currently fascinated by the equipment. These machines are really cool, Emma said, examining a resistance apparatus designed to measure maximum force output. Way more sophisticated than our gym stuff back home. Is that a quantum load cell? Yes, Dr. Zelia confirmed. It can measure force output up to 50,000 standard units with .001 precision. Neat, so what do you want me to do? We'll start with a basic lift assessment. This bar is set to 1,000 standard units, approximately what an elite Korval warrior can deadlift. Emma approached the bar, looked at it skeptically. Is it actually locked down? It looks like it's floating. Magnetic suspension. When you grip it, the resistance engages. Cool. Emma grabbed the bar with both hands and lifted. The machine screamed, actual alarm klaxons wailing. What's wrong? Emma asked, holding the bar at waist height. Nothing's wrong, Zorinix said, staring at the readout. You just lifted it like it was empty. The machine thinks it malfunctioned because the resistance engaged for only 0.3 seconds. Oh, sorry. Should I have gone slower? Let's try something heavier. Dr. Zelia recalibrated. 5,000 units. This is the maximum an unenhanced organic being has ever lifted in controlled conditions. Emma lifted it. Same result. Immediate lift. Alarm klaxons. Confused scientists. They kept increasing the weight. 10,000 units. 15,000. 20,000. At 25,000 units, the equivalent of lifting a small spacecraft, Emma actually paused. Okay, this one I can feel, she said. She adjusted her grip, planted her feet, and lifted. Slower this time with visible effort, but she got it to waist height and held it steady. How much more can you go? Zorinix asked, his voice barely a whisper. I mean, I don't want to hurt myself without a spotter, Emma said, and I haven't really maxed out in a while. But probably a bit more? This is like 80% effort, maybe? The board members had stopped taking notes. They were just watching. This is all normal on Earth? Zorinix asked. I mean, those are athletes and stuff, Emma said. But yeah, people do that. For fun, mostly. For fun. Well, and for competition. Humans are pretty competitive. We like pushing ourselves. Cadet Rodriguez, Jotaro said carefully, what would happen if we gave humans the enhanced equipment we provide to our special forces? The powered armor, the weapon systems. Emma thought about it. I guess we'd be even stronger and better protected. You understand what this means for galactic military dynamics? Not really? Korvax explained. For 3,000 cycles, military power has been based on a relatively stable hierarchy. The Korval provide heavy assault. The Vexthul are shock troops, The Relan excel at sustained combat. Each species has a role based on their physical capabilities relative to baseline parameters. Okay, those baseline parameters assumed that standard gravity, what we've been measuring everything against, was the median, but it's not. It's Earth's gravity, which means every species in the galaxy evolved in lighter conditions than humans. Emma's eyes widened. Oh, yes, oh. Jotaro pulled up a tactical display. A human soldier in standard infantry armor would be stronger than our heavy assault troops. A human in our heavy assault armor would be... We don't have a classification for what that would be. But we're not soldiers, Emma protested. I mean, some humans are, but most of us are just regular people. I'm studying engineering.